Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. This time around, Dead or Alive 6 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, Dead or Alive returns in all of its jiggly goodness with the action that is very similar to a lot of other 3D fighting games such as Tekken 7 and Soul Calibur, but unlike those games, this is a little bit slower, a little bit of a more defensive strategy in mind when it comes to the gameplay, because of course you can block as well as throw strikes like punches and kicks and throws. But unlike the other games is the break gauge mechanic, which is pretty much a 2-bar meter which appears under the character's health that fills up as you land attacks, get attacked, block, and upon hitting the special 1 button, very similar to Tekken, instead of having to wait until you're very low in health, you can use this at any time that the bar is filled. And at 50%, the bar allows the player to pull off a 3 to 4, maybe even 5 strike combo that does a good amount of damage. But if the bar is completely full when you use the Fatal Rush mechanic, it will create a moment where you pull off a special maneuver at the end of the combo that could be the big difference between winning and losing a fight. As noted, the gameplay of Dead or Alive has always been holds and throws are overtaking the ability to strike. If you time it correctly in correlation with the guard and with blocking, and now with the break gauge and the Fatal Rush, you can create moments of counters, including the Fatal Stun. If you hit your special button and the up or down direction with the D-pad or the analog stick, you will be able to slip behind your opponent and create a moment for a counter attack. This works incredibly well. It's very intuitive, even on online, and it's a great mechanic. I love it. It's one of those things that adds to the overall feeling of simplicity and easy to pick up mechanics that is associated with the DOA franchise that I've always enjoyed. The game gives you enough content at the offset to play by yourself to get used to the characters, including, of course, arcade mode, versus mode, survival mode, time attack mode, training mode, command attack mode. And specifically for this game, you have your story mode, which is more of a amalgamation of certain stories, both main and side. You can play as characters that really have nothing to do with the overall story, or you can just focus on the main story itself. There's also the DOA quest, which is pretty much a series, 100 missions that you have to complete 3 objectives, and this is where you pretty much get a majority of the points that you will need to unlock the wardrobes and all of the costumes that are associated with each character, because of course the DOA franchise is a fan service heavy franchise, so you will have the ability to dress up your favorite fighters in different outfits, but it costs a lot, and that is a big flaw when it comes to this game. They promise to do better when it comes to the drops in association with the characters that you play with the most, but as of now it's not the case, and it is pretty annoying if you're into that kind of stuff. If you care about the aesthetics of each character, if you care about dressing up your character to look a certain way, DOA 6 makes it a grind and a half to accomplish that goal. Online is another reason why DOA is so fun, because I thus far have experienced really no issues online other than the fact that trying to get a fight can be a little arduous, because they do identify whether or not your connection is wireless or wired, or if it's good or bad. So depending on your connection, you may not be able to get a fight as quickly as you want. But shockingly so, I've taken as many fights as I can against a variety of connection types and qualities, and I've had really no problems with lag, no matter the quality. There's been a couple of fights where they got a little laggy at certain points, but even on 1-bar connections, I've actually had pretty lag-free fights. The netcode is very good in Dead or Alive 6. Online does have a big flaw at this point in time, and that is the fact that there are no lobbies. There is no way to play with friends online immediately. The only option is ranked, and why this is the case I do not know. I don't understand why they couldn't implement lobbies and friendly player matches on the offset. Other than that big flaw, other than that flaw itself, Dead or Alive 6 is a fantastic fighting game. Honestly, it's one of the best fighting games I've played this generation. DOA 6 really takes it back to the days of the PlayStation 2, and specifically for DOA, the Xbox, where it was just rooted in the same way as Virtua Fighter, which is one of my favorite franchises of all time, in just hand-to-hand combat, juggling characters, and trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to get past this guy's combo. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy. James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. Dead or Alive 6 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, if you don't mind, I have a very busty girl with dreams, ambitions. She wants to be a rock star. She wants to be a pro wrestler. She wants to be a mayor. She wants to be the president. But under my command, her singular goal is to become the best fighter in the world and make every opponent wither in fear as they scream out, "Oh Lordy!"